I saw some months where it was 700, but
Really?
yeah,
When did we do that?
in November or October last year.
So in total, that's about and that's only our fixed expenses. Again, it doesn't include my personal allowance that I spend for myself. 안녕하세요 여러분. 저희는 네덜란드에 살고 있는 국제 커플입니다. 오늘 제가 남편을 제 유튜브로 이렇게 초대한 이유는 저희가 네덜란드에서 2인 가족으로 살면서 생활비가 얼마나 드는지 그거를 좀 얘기를 해보려고 남편을 초대했습니다. 반갑습니다.
안녕하세요.
You wanna say hi?
Hello, my name is Paweł. I'm 36 years old. I have come from Poland and we live together in Rotterdam in the Netherlands.
All right. Thanks, Pavel, for agreeing to do this. Okay, so we wanted to talk about our fixed expenses, and I just want to be clear that it doesn't include transportation and any other personal related budget, like my haircut, if I want to do my nails, or gym subscriptions. What else is not included? Like savings, other taxes,
Irregular expenses.
So today we are only talking about our fixed expenses per month, right?
Well, as they are, let's say.
Okay, then let's talk about it. Okay, so I think you are better at explaining things. And also he's in charge of our finance. So
I sign all the contracts and change all the subscriptions, yes.
I think that's why you can explain this better than anyone, than me.
Yeah, okay. Let's start with the biggest components, and this is the mortgage. Our mortgage is actually very cheap because it's only about 700 euros a month. We were very lucky due to the fact that we purchased the property during the extremely low interest rate period in the Netherlands. So the interest rate that we fixed for 10 years is 1.19%. It's very common in Dutch households to have mortgages of over 2,000 euros a month, depending on where you live and how big your house is. We anticipate that if we were to change our house, it would also be much higher, and thus it keeps us grounded here a bit. The property prices raised significantly in recent years, and also interest rates rose. So it is way more difficult to finance your house in recent years.
So we've been lucky, but that doesn't mean the 700 euro mortgages is very common here, I would say.
No, it's uncommon. We were very lucky.
Yes. So apart from mortgage, what are some other main expenses?
I would say the second biggest fixed expense is health insurance, which is very expensive in the Netherlands. And for the two of us, only for basic insurance, with some small supplements, we pay 330 euros a month. Means, well, we can use healthcare, but still there are some self-contributions that you need to give once you start using it. So first 385 euros of expenses you still need to pay out of your pocket a year. And only then your insurance really kicks in, and if it's covered by insurance, and it generally is.
So our health insurance for the two of us is roughly 330 euros. And just talking about insurances, what are some other insurances that we are paying?
House insurance is also an important one, so that includes the structural property, burglary, fire, that kind of things, and also liability insurance, and that's about 45 euros a month. Yeah, it's pretty standard here to have that kind of comprehensive insurance for everything. Dutch people love to get insured. And
you never know, right?
And you never know, so it's good to have one. So next to house insurance, we also have other insurances, including something like travel insurance recurring, which is for us about 20 euros a month.
Okay, so 330 euros, 45 and 24 for all sorts of insurances.
Yeah.
Correct. And what are others?
Well, utilities. Utilities are major costs. especially heating and hot water. We have district heating, so both these come from the same provider, and we cannot change it, so we are stuck to them, and that sets us back 125 euros a month, which we find very excessive. But we don't have much choice unless we wanted to disconnect from the grid, and we don't have any gas around here, so we cannot use that. Everything would need to be electric. Then water, which is just under 20 euros a month, electricity, which is about 40 euros a month, internet, which is also about 40 euros a month. The trick about electricity and internet is that you have a lot of providers, and typically you sign a year-long contract, and it is in your best interest to change that contract every year. I do that for electricity because it gets me to save at least 100 euros per contract. If loyalty doesn't pay here, it's more of a, well, I forgot to change, so I'm sticking to it. If you do make the effort to change, it can be much, much cheaper, because new clients always get bonuses. Yeah. We can't do that, unfortunately, with the internet, because we have fiberglass since I think 2 years ago, and we have only one provider so far giving us that. But if we could, I would definitely consider changing just to lower that, because it can really save you 100 euros per year.
Okay, I'm so happy to have you because you take care of all these things.
Right.
Great, so we talked about mortgage, insurances, utilities, and what are some others?
Two small things. One thing that is actually quite cheap in the Netherlands are phone subscriptions. For both of us, plans are together about 30 euros a month. That's just for calling and internet, so that's really cheap. And then some subscriptions that we have, so Netflix and HBO, that's also about 30 euros a month.
And one very important part.
Well,
eating, groceries.
Groceries are of course vary per month, so we try to average it out. What the money we spend at a supermarket every month is about 350 euros, which actually surprised me that it's that low. But it's not too bad. Yeah, actually.
But there are some months when I go to Korean supermarket or order Korean grocery online from Germany, for instance, that can easily be 100 to 150 euros more. Yeah, but that doesn't happen every month. It just, I think, quarterly. All right, so that's grocery, and also eating out. If I could, and if eating out is more affordable, I would do it more often. But we're actually really being conscious about going out.
Yeah.
Because if I go out, I want to go out to a decent restaurant, not just for the sake of going out, right?
Correct.
So I think on the average, we go out 2 to 3 times a month.
2 times a month, based on that average that we calculated, because it's about 250 euros a month. Yeah, you can't really go out to a decent restaurant and pay under 100 euros. I would say going 100 euros per person is already really nice, but something like 60, 80 is standard with a bottle of wine.
Yeah, that's true. So, because we are very frugal with eating out, we spend about 2 to 250 or even 300.
On average, yeah. It really depends on time of the year. I saw some months where it was 700, but
really?
Yeah.
When did we do that?
In November or October last year.
What happened?
I don't know.
When my dad came, or?
Yeah, could be.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I hope my dad doesn't watch this one because he would feel guilty. But anyway.
It was a pleasure to have you.
Yeah, of course. 아빠 또 오세요. So I think, let's summarize our expenses. That's first of all, housing, mortgage, that's roughly 700 euros. Utilities, total of 220-ish euros. Insurance altogether, roughly 400 euros. Actually, that's a lot. Food, both groceries and eating out, that's 550. Phones and internet, 72 euros. Subscription, 30 euros. So in total, that's about 2,000 euros. And that's only our fixed expenses. Again, it doesn't include my personal allowance that I spend for myself. And also, it doesn't include his
My drinking
own...
habit, yeah.
I don't think I want to know how much you spend on a monthly basis. But anyway, it doesn't include any of that. It's just fixed, non-negotiable expenses. So that's for the household of 2 people. It's 2,000 euros, but I would say it's still significantly less than what a couple of our age would spend per month because our mortgage is kind of very low. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I hope you found this video very helpful. If you have, please subscribe and like. And thank you for watching.
Thanks.
Bye.